Hi class, it's Emily. So my initial understanding of the assignment was that I was supposed to identify examples Miller used as data, which was defined in the assignment as something Harris would consider materials, but was not written by another scholar and is first talked about in the text and analyzed further. Um, so basically, after I identified a few examples of the data and then analyzed it myself in order to learn how Miller used it in the text and what details she included, left out, the commentary on the data, and if it was restated later in the text. So I accidentally skipped over the part in the instructions where it said I only had to look at one bit of data closely, so I did two. Whoops. But in the end, my main goal was the same, um, which was to try to understand what Miller was trying to convey through the data she used and to cite evidence from my conclusions with examples from the text itself. So my feedback from John was I used phrases like elaborate upon in the first paragraph, which usually social scientists don't use videos to elaborate because that would kind of imply that they just kind of found the video or not more that they like came up with an idea and then just found the video to support it. So instead I changed that to I kind of switched up the structure of the sentence and said that the different facets of Miller's argument, ranging from questions about the authenticity of the games to the sexually charged scrutiny that surround the game and its players, is constructed from the data she gleaned from this video. So more that like the video came first, then the argument came, not the argument, then the video. Secondly, I used the phrase anecdote-like to describe the example about the rock band bar night. And while it was very descriptive and personal, anecdote it's like a isn't scientifically recognized data. So I changed that to is written as a descriptive personal field note that conveys the power a rock band has. Dot dot dot. So it's not an anecdote; it's a field note. And then I use the ambiguous phrase specific details, and that's too ambiguous. So I changed it to minute personalized details instead. And then finally, what he wanted me to look at the most closely was the final bullet of the second example, where I talked about the conclusions Miller drew from the video, but not necessarily how I could connect it back to the data itself. So I added one last sentence where I said the personal, highly enjoyable field note experience in which Miller was a participant in the rock band performances allowed her to gather data supporting the theatrical and lighthearted side of this game. So I just connected it back to the data. I found the feedback really helpful in helping me look further at how Miller used the data, and this is really, I think, going to help me a lot when it comes to writing essays and maybe personal field notes of my own.